Growing up, it was every kid's dream to become a celebrity. Imagine all the riches and all the luxuries that came with it. Just thinking of that, everyone wanted to live in the spotlight. But I'm sure you know that there are two sides to the very story. You may assume becoming a celebrity at a very young age gives you the golden ticket to the world of stardom, but does not always have to do with events play out in their favor. Many of them have in fact ended their career in complete shambles. Now to back those statements up, let's get to the list of 10 famous child celebs who ruined their careers. Number 10. Jaden Smith. You may consider the celeb star who comes at number 10 as a product of nepotism. But as a matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. Jaden Smith, the child of two film actors Jada and Will Smith, was always in the limelight right from his birth. Out of all the child celebs on this list, he's the least mischievous of the lot. His career did have a few big hits, but that's about it. He withdrew himself from the industry due to backlash against his family and has been working for the cause of humanity ever since. As a matter of fact, his downfall could have been due to the industry's high expectations owing to his family's history. Don't you think? Number 9. Bryan Bonzell. The celeb who comes in at number 9 started his career at quite a young age. At what age, you might be wondering? Well, he was just 5 when he hit the big screen. Bonzell gained fame with his role in Family Ties, which further enticed other producers and directors to hire him in their movies. A role in Star Trek was his next big hit, followed by him being hired by Disney to star in their movie Blank Check. He halted his acting career in high school and shifted careers into the field of music. What happened after the series of favorable events? Severe drug problems. This was followed by him being arrested driving under the influence. He was also involved in a third-degree assault. He calmed down a bit after facing probation for 2 years and is currently playing for a local punk rock band. I'm glad he survived through this journey. Number 8. Justin Bieber. We all would turn red due to embarrassment if our mom posted our childhood performances up on YouTube, right? But not Justin. All thanks to his mom's initial effort of placing one of his performances on the YouTube platform. People started to recognize him for his talents. In fact, after his hit Baby, at the age of 16, he was approached by Scooter Braun to be his music manager. Justin was on cloud 9. From there, his career skyrocketed, leading him hits after hits. But fame got the best of his mental health, resulting in him showcasing bad behavior. You'll be appalled to know this not only occurred with his crew, but also with the public. Many defended him, stating that this was just the cause of his teen hormones. He went back and forth with his drug problem and rehab, due to which his music was put on hold and his career took a huge toll. He was quite on the edge many times, but things took a better turn. He is now happily married to the model Hailey Baldwin. Number 7. Aaron Carter. Aaron at number 7 is a musician who started his career at the age 7, eventually landing a place on the famous band The Backstreet Boys. Who hasn't heard of this popular name in the music industry? In short, no one. His name was being whispered with high praises all around, especially in the film industry. They hired him to play roles on The Seventh Heaven and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which he performed amazingly as expected. It was only a few years down the line where he fell off the wagon and befriended Xanax. This was followed by the difficult path most of the celebs choose to take, rehab. It didn't seem to work until 2013 when he was faced with the awful fate of having to watch his sister pass away due to a drug overdose. What a hard change that must have been. Number 6. Britney Spears. The Oops, I Did It Again singer indeed really did do it again. With her constant runs between the music studio and rehab, the singer started off her journey at the tender age of 11 in the kids' TV show Mickey Mouse Club, where she was quite a star there. A few years later, she decided to solely focus on music and was soon signed on the Jive Records at the age of 14. How blessed was she to reach this milestone so young? Hell broke loose after the release of her first single as she morphed from a little girl into a young woman, and most of her fans did not like this sudden change. Marriage is not simple for the A-listers. The same applied to Britney. The woman has been said to be married twice in her life, both marriages entailing fascinating stories. Did you know that she was once married to a man for a span of just 55 hours? Quite shocking, right? The train wreck her life was heading for was just its initial stages after her second marriage to Kevin Federline. She had to visit the psychiatric ward and spend ample amount of time there. She did eventually get back to singing, but the recent scandalous news about her father and her makes us wonder if she'll ever need some time at the rehab facility yet again. But before we delve into the top 5 list, here is a short task for you. Click on the like button now, tap the subscribe button, and the last part, and click on the bell icon to get regular notifications when we post. Number 5. Shia LaBeouf. Did you know that Shia was a stand-up comedian before parading on the big screen? In fact, a friend of his saw his performances and suggested that he try his chances in Hollywood. His childhood entailed playing roles in the Disney sitcom Even Steven. His big break came about with his role in the Transformers franchise as a co-star to the beautiful Megan Fox. He played in a few movies, following which his fame was put to test. How was his childhood, and how did he have anything to do with his life collapsing? Probably yes. His family was quite toxic and unstable, which caused his childhood to be affected tremendously. The toxicity of his home and all of his childhood trauma experiences finally resulted in his arrest at the age 19 for assaulting his neighbor. He not only tried to assault him with kitchen knives, but also smashed the car that belonged to his family. She sure has some major anger issues. This was not the end of his insane endeavors. He was arrested yet again at a public place this time. He was arrested at the popular chain store Walgreens after creating a huge scene that ended up him being dragged away handcuffed. The last scandalous series of events that he was a part of was a heavy plagiarism of his self-published graphic novels. Number 4. Amanda Bynes. We all grew up with this child celeb blessing us with movies like The Amanda Show, She's the Man, and What a Girl Wants. Following her great consecutive successes, you may wonder how rich she may be now, considering the fact that she started out her journey into the industry quite young. Sorry to disappoint you, but that's not exactly how the events played out for this heartthrob. Her frequent occurrences on the big screen started diminishing and instead transformed into appearances in newspapers and celeb magazines. And no, it did not contain anything positive about her. The fame and money got to her head, resulting in her venturing into the field of drugs. As you know, once a person has been on drugs for quite some time, it's hard to break the addiction cycle. Sadly, this didn't end here. There was much more she got into before hitting rock bottom. After getting into trouble more often than one she can imagine, she was put into a psychiatric ward and later rehab, for the safety of her as well as those around her. But she had some great news. In this downward spiral, she finally got better and re-entered Hollywood in 2018. Hope to see this talented actress on the big screen real soon. Who are the top 3 A-listers whose childhood rise to fame was crushed to cinders by the flame of scandal? Keep watching to find out. Number 3. Demi Lovato. This celeb who comes in at number 3 was Disney's sweetheart at one point in time. Everyone adored her. She was quite a blessing in the film industry. She played a role in Barney and Friends. She was a part of Disney in As the Bell Rings and Sonny with a Chance. She even got a role in the Disney movie Camp Rock alongside Jonas Brothers. Camp Rock was a turning point for her career, as that was the point she realized music was her passion and that's what she must pursue. In 2008, while on tour with the Jonas Brothers, she got addicted to cocaine. Rehab yet again seemed to do the trick, and today she's back winning hearts with her music. Number 2. Lindsay Lohan. As common as the pattern is so far, the same thing happened with this next star. Out of the entire list, Lindsay Lohan was a celeb who was said to have had most of her promising future in the film industry. She crushed this opportunity with her own hands by involving herself with drugs and excessive drinking. This was not the end of her mess. This eventually led to a series of arrests, eventually leading to a 90-day lockup. She seemed to have recovered from the gigantic mess she was involved in, and she is living her life on the low now. Number 1. Macaulay Culkin. I'm pretty sure we all feared being left home alone after watching the famous series of Christmas movies Home Alone. At the top of the list is the youngest child celeb on our list who was just 4 when he started acting. He was also the highest paid actor in his age group after the release of Home Alone. Just like Shia, the toxic family environment that he came from got the best out of him and completely smashed his shining career. Constantly caught between his parents' divorce and constant custody battles, he started taking drugs and one fine day arrested for being in possession of a large amount of marijuana. And he stashed up on a bunch of other drugs too. The press and fans threw slurs and negative comments at him for his wretched behavior. He is now the CEO and publisher of a pop culture site called Bunny Ears. That's a wrap for today's video. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel by liking this video and subscribing to our YouTube channel. See ya!